Today, we are talking about the word love and how love carried some of our guests through their most difficult moments.
It was a hard year. Ask anyone. COVID, a virus we were learning about by the day, was impacting every aspect of life. The virus for some became the difference between life or death. However, for one rural Illinois family, beating COVID was a short victory for what they were about to encounter. Something doctors are calling COVID psychosis.
Some people do MRIs of the brain and you can see some white matter lesions after COVID infection, but those do not always translate to the symptoms. So there are patients who do have this psychosis and they never have anything that shows up on imaging. They really were normal per se prior to COVID. And then afterwards, it was like night and day. All of a sudden, they're paranoid. They don't want to go outside. They think someone's after them. They have hallucinations. So it's a very clear-cut diagnosis. And the only thing that changed was COVID.
And for the Price family, the term COVID psychosis would impact them forever.
We were very scared because he's a strong, healthy guy, very healthy farmer. He was a linebacker football player, just still a really good, healthy guy. And so he just kept saying when he was in the hospital, how did this happen? How did I get this sick? But, he was in there and, nobody, even the nurses and doctors don't come in unless it's an emergency because everybody has to mask up and gown up before they come in. So it's a very slow process. So he would call in a panic, my monitors have been going off for 30 minutes and nobody's coming in. So I would call the nurses station, and I just have always been a great source of strength for him emotionally, and so not being able to be there with him was scary for him.
And going back to that you couldn't be with him, y'all have always been together.
Yes, we work together. We are with each other all of the time.
You college sweethearts. Mm-hmm. So there has never been a time really that y'all were separated.
No. Mm-mm.
You've also had kids that have needed different things at different times. You've adopted one child. Mm-hmm. You have a kid with special needs. Mm-hmm. Would you consider your marriage happy and strong?
Very much. I mean, we always said life is tough, but we are tougher. And we had weathered so many storms, and not many people, even with a child like our son with severe disabilities, he was born in the NICU and stayed there for almost 4 months. And so just that alone can be so much on a marriage. Mm-hmm. And we're a great team. We were the best team, and that's, something we took a lot of pride in, and, we're very proud of what we'd been through.
When people go into the hospital with COVID and they get released, you see the videos and it can be a celebration. They're like, yay, I'm out, I'm breathing on my own. And little did you know that that's where your real battle was going to begin.
Yeah, we had no idea, and that's why I have gone into this awareness campaign, is because had somebody said to me, be aware of neurological symptoms, be aware of change in behavior, none of that. You get your discharge papers and it's all about, oxygen and breathing and temperatures. And with each day, we would just lay there and he would be holding my hand just saying, I'm so scared, which is not my husband.
Remember the timeline?
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks in at this point, right?
Yeah.
And so it all happened so quick.
So fast.
So when did you see a complete decline in mood and a shift in behavior?
Yeah. Thursday into Friday especially, he just kept pacing the house. His clothes weren't the way he normally wore them. He wasn't talking like himself. He would sit in a chair and put his hands to his face and just take deep breaths and wouldn't know like to verbalize what was going on. He would say sometimes that, you know, I have to get the farming done, you know, and he would take deep breaths and I'm like, honey, it's February. There's no farming to be done. You've not lost any time.
Was there a history of mental illness in the family? Or
No.
depression?
No,